When the doctor saw that, all I heard was, oh my God. Like,
we wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
welcome back to our channel. Hermione and I are going to talk for a minute. So I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about the truth about pregnancy after miscarriage, because as exciting as it was to know that we were welcoming our rainbow baby girl, it was also very challenging. Okay. Now they've got her calmed down. So, I just wanted to talk to you guys. Like, from the very beginning of our pregnancy with Hermione, things were very difficult. So, at our first ultrasound, her heart rate was only 75 beats per minute, and the doctor was really concerned. So I got put on progesterone and baby aspirin throughout my first trimester. But 2 weeks later, we went in. So our first ultrasound was at 5 weeks and 6 days, and our second ultrasound was 2 weeks later, and that was at 7 weeks and 6 days as well. So by the time that we went for our ultrasound 2 weeks later, her heart rate was completely normal. I want to say it was like 150 beats per minute. So we were able to keep our pregnancy this time. And after that, we had our blood work done at 12 weeks. And that was our genetic testing and our... I'm sorry if you hear the kids in the background. They're home from school and I'm trying to film this for you guys while it's still daylight out. I tried the other night and it was way too dark. Anyways, so I went in for Clementine, really? Clementine. I went in for my 12-week blood work, and about I want to say 2 weeks later, I called the doctor and asked for my results because I didn't see them online, and she told me that there was a possibility that the baby may have trisomy 18. So another battle that we had to face was the possibility that our child was not going to make it to term. And Clementine, you're being very rude. Clementine, go play with your brother and sister, please. So, so we were sent to a specialist, and the specialist drew my blood work again. This time I'd taken myself off the baby aspirin at this point because A, I was out of the first trimester, B, I'd spoken with a genetic counselor through the lab that did the testing previously, and she had actually told me that there were recent studies that showed that blood thinners can actually cause a low fetal fraction. So the genetic counselor I'd spoken to before had told me about the recent studies showing that blood thinners can actually cause a low fetal fraction, which was the cause of them thinking that the baby may have trisomy 18. So 3 days prior to going in for my meeting with the specialist and having my blood redrawn, because I knew it was a possibility that they were going to do that, I actually took myself off the blood thinners, and thank God I did, because this time everything came back normal. And I actually discovered in that meeting that I had, what is it called? A fragile X? That I was a carrier for Fragile X syndrome. So that can cause, like, my daughters to have children that are mentally retarded, and but it's a very slim chance. Sorry about the camera. Let me kind of moving around in here. So there she is. So the fact like that I had 3 other children, and I had never been told about the fact that I was a carrier for Fragile X. So that was very interesting to find out. Not that it affects me, but it could affect them, so they'll need to be tested in the future. So anyway, so thank God that I took myself off the blood thinners. Everything came back completely normal, and we knew for sure that we were having a baby girl at that point. And so we got our results back at about, I want to say 15 weeks.
My head hurt.
And
My head hurt.
I'm sorry, did you hit it on the window?
No.
Do you want to kiss? Move your hand so I can kiss your head, you silly girl.
No.
Okay, then I can't kiss your head.
Kiss you?
You're silly. Alright guys, so back to the video. I want to say about 24 weeks, I started having a lot of pelvic floor pain this time around, and at around 27 weeks, I found out that I had gestational diabetes again. This is my 3rd time having it. But even the doctor said, like, it wasn't that bad of a case of gestational diabetes. But I was placed on medication.
I want you to.
Okay, if I let you watch YouTube, are you gonna leave me alone?
Yeah.
Alright, go sit down. Okay. No, sit on the floor, please. Okay, there you go. So, I was put on medication for that, and then I found out, not that I found out, I actually had an ultrasound every week, and which is called a BPP, and I also had a non-stress test weekly as well. So at 36 weeks and 2 days, I stopped feeling her move, and you know, I kind of like gave it the day because she wasn't a very active baby in the womb. So I gave it the whole day, and she hardly moved at all day. And I actually went to work and ate dinner, and she still didn't move. And I even got like a chocolate shake to try to get her to move around with the sugar and stuff. She still wasn't moving around. So I ended up leaving work and going to the hospital, and they did a BPP, which is a biophysio profile, and she did not pass that. And then I had an NST. You know, I was hooked up to monitors the whole time, and her heart rate kept decelerating, which means her heart kept going down. So they rushed me in for an emergency C-section this time, and they found that her cord was wrapped around her neck 4.5, almost 5 times. And when the doctors saw that, because they can't see that through an ultrasound, when the doctor saw that, all I heard was, "Oh my God," like, and the doctor opened me up. And she was truly scared. She said, "Oh my God, well, that's why." And she had never seen that her whole career. And neither had any of the nurses in there or the anesthesiologist. It's very rare for a cord to be wrapped around that many times. And the doctor that performed my surgery actually ended up apologizing the next day when she saw me, because she didn't even realize that she had said that. She was like, one of the nurses had brought it to her attention. She was like, "I'm so sorry. We just never see that. It was just such a shock." So that's pretty much sums up the roller coaster of my pregnancy after miscarriage. And like, it's already pretty scary, and you already have doubts in yourself about pregnancy after that happens. But man, there was just so much that went on during my pregnancy that made it even scarier. You know, obviously she's fine now. She spent 5 days in the NICU, and she's okay now, but her birth was really, really scary. And she actually came out weighing 5 pounds, 13 ounces, and she was 19 inches long. She was just the tiniest little doll that I had ever seen. I had another 36 weeker, actually, Clementine was, and she was actually just 2 days further along at 36 weeks and 4 days. But she was a whole pound heavier, and she didn't have to spend any time in the NICU. See, because the cord was wrapped around Hermione's neck so many times, she ended up spending 5 days in the NICU because it crushed her trachea. So, obviously that's repaired itself now, and she's healthy, thank God, because I almost didn't have a baby. Our baby almost died. They said, had I have waited 2 hours longer, she would be gone. So we're very lucky and very fortunate to still have her in our lives. Yeah, alright guys, well, that pretty much sums it up for today's video, and we will see you guys later. Bye!